There is no reality other than the one that you create. And by that I mean you don't have to recognize what's outside you. You can ignore it. Because if it does not fall in alignment with your environment that you create, called your reality, then don't invite it in. I'm not saying isolate yourself away from the world. I wouldn't encourage anybody to do that because you're here for a reason to explore this world thoroughly and completely. You don't want to just make your way through life. You want to enjoy it. And you have to create your own relationship to what you feel that is with your soul and the earth, the universe, other energies around you. I mean, that's basically it. And that's always a personal journey. But, your reality is a direct result of all of your energies put in through the accumulation of the experiences that you manifested, through the projections that you're sending, either consciously or subconsciously or unconsciously, or even superconsciously. That's why the power of the mind is such that it can generate these things. It's a low vibrational element of the cosmos that animates the body. As far as, being in charge of the day-to-day operations of the physical aspects of the body, the anatomical portion of it, meaning, cardiovascular, central nervous system, circulatory, all of that. That's exactly what the mind does. But it also has other aspects that it can tap into the cosmos. It can also access your sacred space. It's basically like an intermediary between your soul, your higher self, the earth. So it's in that equation. It's in that relationship. It's incorporated within the dynamic design of, that group that you're responsible for being. Like, in other words, your essence, your presence, your being, your soul, all of that. Consider it like a group, and the mind is in there. It's been invited into that meeting, so to speak. So it has access to things. And that's why the system has access to the mind, because once they have access to the mind, they work through the mind to get to your imagination, which is not imaginary, your soul, your energy, your life force, and so on. But yeah, I mean, you have to just understand that the mind has its powers too. You can't, just write it off as nothing, but it is limited in its abilities because it has to be brought to a realization to establish and maintain a connection with your higher self. That's where the birth of the soul comes from, because your mind is an infant soul. It's like a seed that is to become a soul. Like I always say in previous videos, if you look at a graphic depiction of the mind, all you have to do is invert that picture and you can see it's a fetus. And the universe is speaking volumes for this truth. So that's why, your mind is so important to them. It is the coveted prize. It is the pinnacle, because they know it isn't the mind that they're after. They want to get to the soul through the mind, because what they really want is your life force essence. Because they harness your power. When you project things and you receive them in return in those low vibrational experiences, they make you angry. It's the anger that you send out and the negativity, that's what they're harnessing. But they really want to have direct access to your soul. That's the end game for them. Because the mind is already a done deal. They've owned your mind. They have owned your mind from the moment you were born. Even though you think that you think for yourself, they control you with fear and paradigms and all of this psychological warfare waged against the human imagination. They do it very well because they're very good at it. The darkness has been granted perpetuity to play its wicked, evil, nefarious machinations on people because it does it very well. So recognize what's going on, that you're being played, and just, bow out. Say, nope, I'm not going to have it. So then you create your own reality and your own everything that's separate from this illusionary simulator, and then you're good to go. It's really that simple.